The Forest Health Human Health Initiative is an innovative Pinchot Institute program linking landowners, carbon markets, and healthcare to conserve forested lands.
It started with research work that we had been doing decades ago, looking at what happens to private non-industrial forest lands across the United States.
The United States is losing roughly 6,000 acres of forest and open space each day.
If you were to look at family forest landowners across the United States and only dealt with that acreage that's owned by landowners who are 75 years old or older, right at that throes of what do I do with this land? Do I sell it? Do I give it to my kids? If those lands were sold and cut, the amount of carbon that would be released back into the atmosphere is more carbon than is currently being generated by all vehicular traffic in the United States right now.
An extensive interview process with those landowners and their children revealed some interesting results.
What we found was something we would have never understood had we not asked them, and it was their concern over the rising cost of health care. And the only way that they could pay for health care for their parents and for their own children were to sell the family forest.
The Pinchot Institute created the Forest Health Human Health Initiative to directly address these pressures on private forest landowners and their forests. The program connects forest landowners to carbon markets. The landowner agrees to grow their trees for an additional period of time, removing more carbon from the atmosphere in exchange for health care benefits for them and their families.
From a forestry standpoint, what it does is it begins to unlock an economic value that is important to society, clean air and the sequestration of carbon. Put a financial value to that that could help diversify the landowner's portfolio of assets. That's at the heart of this Forest Health Human Health Initiative.
Scott Russell and his wife Susan have acquired roughly 300 acres for their family tree farm. They hope that their children will one day want to take over.
I'm kind of a youngster when it comes to a forest landowner. The average age, I understand, is in the 70s. So health gets to be a serious consideration, and I can see this initiative as providing stability in that area and making the land far more attractive to the next generation. Without compensation, the lands are going away.
Through the Pinchot Institute's Forest Health Human Health Initiative, the Russells intend to add carbon sequestration to their forest stewardship plan. They will receive payments from a carbon buyer into a health care account for them and their family. By highlighting the connection between affordable health care and the conservation of forests, the Forest Health Human Health Initiative reduces financial burdens on private forest landowners so that their forests can continue to reduce greenhouse gases that contribute to climate change.
The challenge, and it will continue to be a challenge, will be how do we keep things in balance? How do we still provide for supporting a community? How do we keep an industry alive? And then how do we do that in a sustainable fashion so at the end of the day, your ecosystem remains intact?